Well, exploring the world will be such a beautiful thing to do. But do you think you could? Or would you get lost? Well, for that, I have something for you, and that is a Google map. A Google map can help you reach the right place without getting lost. Isn't that amazing? Well, but in earlier times when there was no access to Google Maps or any form of digital maps, how did people travel? For that, we have maps on paper. Now, what do you mean by that? Well, when we draw the earth on a flat piece of paper, we call it a map. Therefore, in simple words, a map is a representation of the earth's surface, a whole or a part of it on a flat piece of paper. Isn't that amazing? We have various types of maps. So, let's take a look at these two first. Talking about a physical map. So now, what is a physical map? A physical map is one which shows you all the physical features present in that particular area. Now, what do we mean by physical features? Well, physical features include mountains, valleys, rivers, lakes, etc. While we're talking of a political map is one which shows you the political boundaries in an area, like the continents, the cities, the states, all the boundaries, etc. Okay. So just like we call a person who paints a painter, a person who is active in sports is called a sportsman. Similarly, a person who draws maps is called a cartographer. Now, just like painting is a form of art, dancing is a form of art. Similarly, the art of drawing maps is called cartography. Okay, so can you help me answer this question? Who is a cartographer? Well, a person who pulls cart, a person who draws maps, a person who paints, or a person who is active in sports. Think, the answer is very simple. Well, a person who draws maps. Okay, so we know that maps are of various types, and people who have a great interest in geography or of people who are serious travelers, for them, they choose different maps according to their interest. For example, take a look at this map. What does it tell you? It tells you the natural vegetation of India. Okay, so from this map we can understand why the vegetation in the Gujarat region is different from that in the Kerala or Karnataka region, right? So what do we have here? We have two maps of India. So the first map here shows us the climatic zones of India, right? And this map here shows us the factors that affect the climate of India. And these factors are pressure and surface winds. So why do you think these two maps here are important? Well, these are important to understand the different climatic zones of India and the factors that affect these climatic zones, right? So for a person who wants to study these factors or the climate of India, or for a person who does weather forecasting, these two maps can be very, very important. Okay, so this is a map on minerals. This is showing us the distribution of different minerals across India. Now for a person who wants to expand his business on minerals, who's trading of the exchange of minerals, he needs to understand where the area which is having more coal or the area which is having more of magnesium. So he needs to have a clear understanding of the distribution, and then he can carry on with his business. Okay, so you tell me that when you draw a cat or a dog or say a building on a flat surface or a flat piece of paper, is it of the same size or of the same shape as in reality? No. Similarly, we know that the earth is spherical in shape. So the moment we draw it on a flat surface, the drawing will not be very accurate. So this is a small disadvantage of the map. Now take for example Africa. Here we can see that the boundary is not very clear and it is not very accurate. But when we take a look here, we see that the boundary is very clear and accurate. Therefore, we can say that there are inconsistencies in the political borders while we are looking at the map. Now, who will solve this problem? This will be solved with the help of a globe. Therefore, a globe is a small model of the earth. When you look at the earth from space, it will look exactly like this. Now, the word globe has come from? It has come from a Latin word globus, which means round mass or sphere. Therefore, globus is a Latin word which means round mass or sphere. Okay, so now you must be wondering, if both the map and the globe represent the earth, then what is the difference between the two? Well, the first and the most foremost difference is maps are flat while globe is round in shape, as you can see here. Moving on. Okay, so as I have already mentioned earlier, a map may represent a whole or a part of the earth. But when we are looking at the globe, since it is a small model of the earth, it will always show the whole world. Well, now since maps are two-dimensional, the shapes of the continents are not very clear. But while we are talking of a globe, the shapes of the continents or of other cities, states, etc., they are very clear and very accurate. Now, we know that when we talk about maps, they can give us minute details, like we can study a country, a continent, different water bodies, cities, lakes, valleys. So there's a lot to understand and read. But while we're taking a look at the globe, it does not give us so much of information. Well, we know that maps are two-dimensional and they are mostly represented on a flat piece of paper or any flat surface. So they can be carried out easily. Also, digital maps like Google Maps in our phones can also be carried around easily. But when we are talking of a globe, since it is round in shape, it cannot be carried out easily. Therefore, next time when you go on a road trip, you know which one to choose. Well, from this image, what do we understand? This is a picture of a water park named Aquatica. This is giving me a lot of information. Take for example this. This is showing me that there's a place to sit and eat food. While here, it tells me that there are a lot of exciting water rides. This helps me to understand that there's a place to park my car, while this is the new gate of the park. Now even this is giving me directions and even this is locating things within the park. So do we call it a map? No. So therefore what is a plan? A plan is a detailed drawing of a small area on a very large scale. Okay. Now what is the difference? The difference is maps always have to be drawn to a scale. While we're talking of plans, they may or may not be drawn to a scale. Okay. From this image, what do you understand? This is a rough sketch of an area, right? Something like a map. Take for example, your younger sister asks you to guide her way to the bank and she is somewhere here. What do? You draw a rough sketch of the area and guide her way to the bank. Therefore, what do we call this? We call this a sketch map. So now how do we define a sketch map? A roughly drawn sketch of a geographical area which resembles a map is called a sketch map. So this particular rough drawing of a geographical area that gives us a rough idea about that area, and this map or such a rough sketch resembles a map. So this is called a sketch map. Now, these are the things that we have learned today. Firstly, what is a map? A map is a simple representation of the earth on a flat surface. A globe, which also represents the earth, is round in shape. A plan is a detailed drawing of a small area, very small area, on a large scale, while sketch map, which resembles a map, is a rough drawing of an area. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon. You can also register for free at DeltaStep.com or download the DeltaStep app to learn one-to-one with our amazing teachers or to get access to all our 5,000 plus amazing videos as per your school syllabus. Master each topic with our adaptive practice technology. Get million plus questions with step-by-step solutions and unlimited mock test. Get all your doubts resolved instantly. Learn via games and win amazing prizes like PlayStations and iPads. So at DeltaStep, learning is not just fun and easy, it is rewarding too. So register for free now.